Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We are going to talk about XRP. I'm going to talk about a few other things as well. And now that a lot of people are saying alt season has begun, other people are saying alt season hasn't begun yet. Expect a major pullback and then we go. I know this. Time is running out on these ISO cryptocurrencies. These cheap, low, undervalued prices are not going to last much longer. And we don't even know if we're going to experience just an alt season for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. We might even actually see a utility run begin as well. But time is running out. And we've been saying this for a while now, all during this entire bear market when people were calling these cryptocurrencies scam coins and that they're dead cryptocurrencies. Soon those same people will be FOMOing in to these cryptocurrencies. Prepare for what comes next. There's also a lot of talk about Tether. And a lot of people are saying that Tether is going to fall and it's going to be a major black swan in crypto. In other words, it's going to prevent alt season and these cryptocurrencies from achieving very high prices. I don't think so. I think Tether is going to fall at some point in the future based on everything I'm reading about Tether right now. But I think if it's going to happen, it'll most likely happen after this election. But I've been keeping a close eye on it. If anything major breaks, I definitely will let you know. We are going to have an alt season. Gold, copper, both at all-time highs. Every commodity exploding higher as inflation set to storm right back. You know, everybody right now is breaking away from USD, the US dollar. They're getting invested in gold, silver, crypto, because they want to hedge against inflation. Even people I talk to outside of crypto, they're always saying, I've been buying gold, I've been buying silver. And before, you know, people would always just say, well, I'll invest later if things get too bad. People are seeing it coming now, and they're planning to hedge against it. They want to make money while they still can. Alabama abolishes income tax on gold and silver. We've seen a lot of other states do this as well. Going forward, I would love to get paid in gold or silver. This way I could avoid those taxes. But you know, again, we know we're going back to a gold-backed system because every country around the world is already pushing in this direction. And guess what? XRP is still going to move that gold-backed currency. So we still get rich. Institutions are deploying blockchain technology as quickly as possible, despite public sentiment. The narrative that are fed to retail is to keep them pessimistic with the current market is all intentional. Banks are ready for mass DLT adoption and are hedging their bets. What's going on is the institutions are getting involved with blockchain. And on the mainstream media news, the narrative is that nobody wants to touch crypto. Nobody wants to get involved with blockchain at all because they're trying to keep the normies out of crypto. The people in crypto like us, we understand the institutions are already coming. What you hear in the press is not reality. Paying attention to the institutional narratives is key in this moment of crypto adoption. What is happening behind the scenes is more fundamental to forecasting to what is to come in the future as opposed to retail narratives. You know, whenever you go on X, people always say, no bank's gonna ever use XRP. No institutions are gonna get involved with blockchain and DLT. These institutions don't care about crypto at all. But the actual reality of it all is, behind the scenes, while people are bitching and complaining about the prices of this crypto and that crypto, everything's moving ahead. That massive network is still coming together in the background. And as that comes together, and once it's finalized, And XRP and XLM and XDC, they're running on all these rails all around the world. People are going to get very, very wealthy from it because you're going to see trillions of dollars coming into these cryptocurrencies. And that's what we're preparing for now. You got to remember, retail beat the institutions here. So while people are impatient and selling, you got to hold strong, stay patient, and wait for it to happen. Ex-Rippler, Robbie Mitchnick, BlackRock, sitting beside ex-Ripple board member Zoe Cruz. Take a listen to this.
Of American adults holding some exposure to Bitcoin or crypto, obviously it was a fraction of that for institutions. And a big driver of that was historically there were enormous frictions for institutions to be able to hold directly. And now I think that's why the ETFs have been such a game changer, because they've brought that to a level of parity where you have, for the first time, efficient, turnkey, low-cost exposure vehicles. And so we're starting to see the journey that institutions now go on as a result.
So what happened is BlackRock created the spot Bitcoin ETFs, allowed the institutions to get into the market. But those ETFs, you can't borrow against them. They don't hold any real value yet. What the next step is for BlackRock is to tokenize all those ETFs on something like the XRP ledger, Stellar Network, or another network. Then all of a sudden they will have value because they will be tokenized. And that value is going to move over these networks. And the real value is going to come to cryptocurrencies like XRP, XLM, maybe HBAR, XDC. That's the time we're heading into. So the Bitcoin ETFs, all they did was open the door. Same thing's going to happen with the Ethereum ETFs. They're going to open the door. Then what comes next is the real value. Is David Schwartz Satoshi? Again, this is what retail cares about. They want to know if David Schwartz is Satoshi. We all pretty much know that's who David Schwartz is. But this is the type of arguments that go on all over X on a daily basis. That's why XRP was never meant for us. You don't see institutional investors sitting around a boardroom table asking each other, what do you think of David Schwartz? Do you think he is the creator of Bitcoin or not? No, they're sitting around the table figuring out ways that they can make money using blockchain, using crypto. Because, and that, you always got to think like the institutional investors and stop thinking like retail. Ripple versus Zakhanov case update. Public hearing on Zoom on May 30th. This case, in my opinion, the only people who are going to make money off of this is the lawyers. This is that class action lawsuit that started all the way back in 2018. And hopefully once this wraps up, there will be no future class action suits against Ripple. And in my opinion, this was bullshit from day one. You came into crypto, you lost money, and you figured it out. And then you got reinvested into something else, and you learned how crypto works. You didn't lose money and then say, oh, I'm going to go call a lawyer, and I'm going to file a class action lawsuit against Ripple. Once this ends, hopefully that ends all the bullshit with the class action lawsuits. Ripple CTO David Schwartz explains the company's reasons for extensive XRP sales. So this is what David Schwartz says right here. Because Ripple has the most XRP, and in practice, the only realistic alternative to selling it is to continue to hold the most XRP indefinitely. I think the XRP that Ripple holds, that escrow, right? That's already most likely going to end up in the hands of the central banks in the future. Maybe it ends up inside massive liquidity pools all around the world. But David's right. What do you want? You want Ripple to hold that XRP forever? Of course they're going to sell it if they can. Brazil central bank Ripple client to release regulations on CBDC, crypto assets, and stablecoins this year. Ripple is deeply entrenched in the Brazilian financial network. They will adopt the USDX XRP ledger coin and will run through PIX. You know, every single country is on the path to crypto regulations. That's what I'm worried about around Tether. Tether cannot meet MiCA regulations. They're not going to be able to meet regulations in the United States, the UK, or any other country, even China. They're now putting it out there that Tether is tied to money laundering. The narrative is all there. We know what's going to happen next. At some point, Tether is going to be done. And then we're going to most likely have crypto regulations put in place at the same time. But I think we're a few months away from that yet. I don't think they're going to do anything with Tether until after the election. However, I think maybe right before the election, we will have crypto regulations. Look at all the bills that are going through the government right now around crypto. And you know what? This is the best time to get those bills passed because no senator wants to vote against crypto. Not now, not this year. There's too much at stake. They don't want to lose their seat in the Senate. Now, I'm going to use my own post here because I wanted to talk about this because I keep seeing people saying that there's never going to be a high-priced XRP because there needs to be way too many transactions happening using XRP. There are so many XRP investors still thinking it's about the amount of transactions that will move the price of XRP. We are in a supply and demand investment. Imagine how this is going to play out. Massive liquidity pools between companies and other companies, central bank and other central banks, people and other people, governments and people, merchants and shoppers all around the world. And in those massive liquidity pools, there will be locked up XRP. And these will be long-term lockups for future use and daily use. As people are selling their XRP, institutions will be buying it up and locking it up. 100 billion XRP is not that much XRP in the grand scheme of things. And if you still don't see it, XRP may be scarce at some point. And we will be looking at an easy $1,000 per XRP and beyond. I believe that is the path to a 4-digit XRP. Because think about it. Okay, you have companies that do bank transfers, wire transfers between each other right now. But in the future, they can make it so much easier. They have XRP as on-demand liquidity. And maybe it's a handful of companies, so they all get in together and they open up an XRP liquidity pool that they could all draw off of as they're making different deals with each other. This could even be used in the supply chain using XDC. It could be used for company to payroll using Stellar XLM. This is where I see the value coming from. As XRP continues to get locked up, the demand will rise over time, and before you know it, XRP may be scarce at some point. Because once they start locking away XRP, they're going to keep it locked up in there. They're going to use it for daily transactions, maybe long-term transactions. Maybe they just want to keep it there knowing that it's there. Because institutions look at things much different than retail does. They're not looking at selling their XRP to go buy a Lambo is what I'm saying. They're looking at using XRP for its actual utility. I hope I made sense with all of that. But that's where I see the value coming from not only for XRP, but XLM, XDC inside of digital trade, Algo as well. For IOTA, this could also be the case for machine-to-machine payments inside of companies, or car-to-car payments like they always talked about, and Internet of Things as well. But as we get a little bit closer, I'm going to be able to explain this a lot better. But this is what I see coming. Ripple's James Wallace gives an overview on settlement infrastructure for CBDCs. Take notice to what he says here. DLT is becoming the preferred choice because it's also cost efficient and provides a platform to add use case for innovation. Then he goes on to say interoperability has to be solved to enable these very fast settlements across these different diverse technologies. Then I think you will see the private sector building new things on top. And that's really where I think innovation will come from. I think blockchain is going to open up so many different use cases for these financial institutions and companies as well. People are now starting to think about Web3, whether it's tokenizing real estate or tokenizing bonds or other different use cases. You need a digital asset as a settlement mechanism, and that works very well in the blockchain environment. You can permission people in a very secure way. What he said there was this, in those 3 sentences: fast, cheap, and secure. And when he's talking about tokenization, again, maybe you need liquidity pools to move that value as well, locking up even more XRP along the way. But I hope I made sense with that, because that's what I see happening right now. And I see it coming together. Even the BIS has mentioned this in the past with a lot of their white papers with liquidity pools and such. But we are XRP investors, and I do believe we are on the verge, if not already at the beginning of alt season. And you don't want to wait much longer to get invested into these cryptocurrencies. If you want to experience the exciting times, now is the time to get invested. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.